Yeah, we're out at Territorial Seed Company's. This is what we call the Walker facility. We actually clean seed here, and we also do our shipping of our plants from this facility, all the live plants. As many of you know, every tomato, pepper, and eggplant that we sell as seed at Territorial, we also raise them as plants. And one of the other things, in addition to cleaning seed and shipping plants out of here, we have our facility for mixing all of our organic-based soils. And the key component to that is our flow-through worm bin. Now, a lot of our customers, they write and they call in and talk to us a bit about our plants, and they always are impressed with how well our plants grow, and they're wondering what is it that we do different that maybe others don't. And so we thought it would be a good idea to maybe share with you a little bit about what we do here at the farm. This is part of our farming operation. So Territorial Seed's a little bit different seed company than some others in that we're very hands-on. So like many of our customers, we're not only gardeners, but we're farmers too. So we do a lot of what we call indoor farming, and that's all the plants and things that we sell in the catalog. Our own farm crew does that. And also we raise a good percentage of our own seed. Well, today we're going to show you how we make our own organic soils, and and a key component to that is our vermicomposting system. Now, vermicompost, verma means worm, and then compost. So that's exactly what it is. So we're actually farming worm poop. There, I said it, it's worm poop. So anyway, let's take a look and we'll see what's going on here. So what we do, you might find this interesting, is that, as I was saying earlier, we do a lot of our own seed production here, and we also, part of the seed production is squash. So after we extract the squash seed from the squash in the fall, we'll tumble it, break it apart, and extract the seed. We're left with the meat from the squash. Well, we'll actually take that meat and compost it here and mix it in with dairy washings, and then we will feed the worms. And so we'll take a look. So let's dig in here a little bit and I'll show you our worms. These are, now look at those babies. These are our hard workers. Now these are California red wigglers, or Acinia fetida is what their Latin name is. And you can see those guys there, and they've, you can see this is a shell, and they've hollowed all the meat completely off that. And sooner or later, they will eat this shell as well. There's some more. You see how they're working in there? These guys are great. There's millions of hard workers in here, and they provide, look at those guys. Isn't that beautiful? And so what they're doing is providing us with this nutrient-dense, rich soil. And it makes, with all these micronutrients in here, the soil is alive. And when the soil is alive, the plants love it. And actually, worm castings will enable the plant to take up what nutrients are already in your soil. And that's nice. And this is really a gift that keeps on giving to our home gardeners, because when you buy a transplant from us, we're shipping you this soil with the plant. We're not shipping them bare root or anything. And so when you transplant this in your garden, this is staying with that plant. It's a gift that keeps giving for the life of the plant. And so I'll show you a little bit about how we harvest the worm castings out of the bin. So anyway, I wanted to explain, this is called a flow-through system. And the reason they call it a flow-through system is because you're always feeding from the top. Because manure worms, these red wigglers, they like to stay like right at the surface. They're only about an inch or two down, and we want to continually feed these from the top. And because they're staying up at the top, that's where all the food is. And so we're always harvesting then off the bottom where the worms aren't. They've already worked through all that material, so that's where all the vermicompost is. And so what we have here is there's a motor on this end of the bin and another motor on the other end of the bin, and it's tied with a cable, and it's called a breaker bar down at the bottom. Okay, so that's right at the bottom of this bin, and if you could see down there, there's a screen underneath here, and that bar is going back and forth on top of the screen, causing the vermicompost to fall down. So what I'm going to do is go over here, and I'll turn it on for a minute, and Mel, if you film right there, I think you'll see the vermicompost come down. So I'm going to turn it on. You can see it falling out, and it goes down onto the pallets. So then we pull this out, and as you see, like on the top, there's no worms at all in there, but this is just, smells really good. Yep, that's what you want. Nice and clean smelling, perfect compost. Worms do a great job of making compost. Well, now let's go in and I'll show you the flat filling operation. So just before we get in and take a look at the 1 yard mixer, I thought it'd be good to share with you some of the ingredients that we put in for our all organic transplant mix. As we talked about outside, the vermicompost is our major important key, basic key for our soil ingredients, and also peat moss. This is peat. The other organic ingredients that we use to make up our mix is soft rock phosphate, oyster shell flour, gypsum, azomite, this is a vermiculite, perlite, this is manganese sulfate, iron sulfate, copper sulfate, and biofish. And all this is all certified organic, and this is what goes into making our own soils. So after it's mixed for 10 minutes, we'll add the vermiculite and perlite, and we'll mix it for 2 more minutes. We don't want that mixing too long because we don't want the perlite to break down in too small of pieces. We need the aeration, bigger size of aeration. So now we'll let them turn on the unit, and we'll see it go into the next hopper and start filling the plant. Coming out of the mixing unit, the transplant mix goes up on the conveyor belt, goes around, comes down into this hopper, which you can see we've got a nice mixture here. Plants are going to love that. So our crew's filling the 804 retail trays now. And you can see how it's falling down through and filling up the trays. Doing a really nice job filling all the flats and stacking them up, palletizing them, getting ready to go to the greenhouse. So next time what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the farm, and I want to show you our compost tea brewing system. Compost tea is a big part of what we do at Territorial for the health of our plants, and that's what helps our create big healthy root systems on our plants. That's how they can travel so well to the home gardeners that we send the plants to. And we can go over all that and the other water soluble organic ingredients that we use for fertilizing our plants at the farm. And I think that'll be a good next step to see about the Territorial difference when it comes to plants that you can buy from us. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Territorial Tom, and remember, cheap seed is always more expensive than quality seed.